What's up, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Friday Night Live. Very excited to introduce Monkish Brewing to the Friday tasting. I don't think I've had any Monkish on this show. My name's Gary, going to be tasting some beers today, and drop a comment. Let me know what you're drinking. It's Friday. Let's do this, people. Monkish is obviously everybody loves Monkish. We published an article earlier today about their expansion into Anaheim, and it's already one of the most liked posts that we've ever done on Instagram. I mean, basically all you have to do is something Monkish and it's gonna get some likes. I don't really get too much Monkish beer. I don't go out of my way to get it, but once in a while people will slip me a can every now and then, and I realize, hey, I have 4 cans. I have a couple of the beers from their most recent 9th anniversary that happened a couple weeks back. We just did this article and wanted to celebrate Monkish expanding. Everyone's been clamoring for an expansion from Monkish, and while I think a lot of people were hoping they'd go in a different direction, I think Orange County and Anaheim is a solid choice. It is most definitely the ultimate SoCal beer destination now, with all the breweries they have in Anaheim and then also surrounding right outside Anaheim. It's just kind of like, it doesn't get much better. Monkish beers, comment in, let me know what you're drinking. And if you get Monkish and drink Monkish on a regular basis, drop a comment, let me know what you think, what beers you like. I really have no idea. I've had a handful of them over the course of the past couple years, and I don't remember any of them. And you kind of hear people say, and it's probably people that just aren't able to get cans that often, that are just it's the same, hazy double, dry hopped, with just a rotating variation of hops, and it's unimaginative or whatever. I have no idea, but I personally am not a big hazy guy, so we'll see how these 3 go down. We're gonna kick things off with a non-hazy from Monkish, though. I'm really excited about this one. Thanks to my boy Conrad for hooking me up with this. This is Images of Rapture. This is a German-style dark lager, 5.1%. And from the description, crispy smooth, delicate roasty malt character, lagered for 7 weeks. I'm down. Let's do this. Love myself a dark lager, and I really don't get them too often, so let's crack it open. Hophead asks, is that Monkish post an April Fool's prank? No, it's not. As far as I know, that's real news. All right, so we have a Monkish beer that looks unlike any other Monkish beer that you've had here. Images of Rapture. My boy Andrew curating beer, saying this is a crusher. I'm down. Really nice looking beer, off-white head. Nice kind of reddish brown. Great malty nose. Really nice. Got a little bit of that toasty, roasty, caramelly type of sweetness. Really nice. Clean. Yeah, I mean, this is a malt forward nose, and I'm down. I'm here for it. Really nice caramelly nose. Nice, light, crispy, drinks really smooth, but it also has that really nice malt complexity, really nice roasty sweetness on that. Really nice beer. Love a nice dark lager, German style dark lager here. Delish. So if you got your hands on this, Andrew, you weren't kidding, man. This is bomb. I really like this a lot. Nice color. Yeah, good stuff. So comment in, let me know what you're drinking. Andrew, I know you're cracking open some cans right now. It's Friday. I know you. What's up, VC Tap, Botman, Pellowman? Pellowman's gonna drink my beers. Go for it, man. I mean, I don't know when I can get them. VC Tapped asking about the Humble Sea boat. That was I'm not a April Fool's guy. Call me a Scrooge or curmudgeon, but all this April Fool's stuff is just like so over the top, and to me, it's just like not super interesting. But yeah, that boat was a pretty funny one because it fooled a lot of people. I feel like most people that know the Humble Sea brand kind of thought like this could be something they would do, whereas most breweries would post that and people wouldn't believe them at all. But yeah, that's totally an April Fool's joke. They did announce the opening of another tap room up in Northern California. I don't even really know where it is. Mr. 2020 drinking that Saison Spritz from Homage. Good stuff. Botman, Amaze, and Blaze. Who's that by? Andrew drinking that Competition IPA. Nice. I really like that beer from last year. That was a nice little memory because I had that at LA IPA Festival. And then when they released it in cans a couple months later, I really dug it a lot. And I know that one of the big reasons why I really liked it was that Strata was in that version, and that was kind of the start of my Strata craze. This version, I noticed they didn't include Strata, so I'm interested to see how that's coming through because I think that Strata brings something somewhat unique to the table. I think it's what did they put in that one? Citra Mosaic Simcoe? I don't totally remember. But I thought Strata like really stood out in that combination, and so I'm interested to see what competition's like without Strata in it this year. I'm sure it's delicious. I love Highland Park. So yeah, Botman's drinking that Monkish. Who else is drinking Monkish? Drinking that Monkish dark lager. Really nice stuff. Man, super sessionable, 5.1%. Drinks really nice and clean. Even though it's got that elevated malt complexity, that sweetness, it still drinks really smooth, really crispy. So yeah, delicious German style dark lager from Monkish. Okay, the time has come. We're moving into hazies. Let's do it. What up, Dead Malt? Okay, so moving on up. We're not going to a single IPA. We're jumping straight into a double IPA. This is their anniversary. What did they do? They had M9.4. That's what this one is. M9.4 from Monkish. 9-year anniversary, 9%, double dry hopped, double IPA, 9 hops, 9 pounds per barrel, released on March 12th. There we go. So just a couple weeks old here. Let's crack it open. What up, Conrad? Monkish night. Thanks to you. Yeah, Bobman. That German style dark lager. It was super good. I'd get that again for sure. All right, so it is a Monkish hazy. This, if you've seen a Monkish hazy, you know that this looks very familiar. I feel like Monkish has that haze aesthetic that is very easy to kind of pick out their beers. Head retention somewhat low on this beer. And on the nose, you're getting that like tropical fruit salad, that hop cocktail. Pineapple, melon, strawberry, little grape. Yeah, it's that more like tropical fruit salad type of thing. I'm getting little citrus. You are getting that orange. Yeah, really nice. Yeah, super fruity nose. Super fruity nose. So let's give it a whirl. Nice. I think the first thing that I'll call out on this beer is residual sweetness is relatively low. One of the reasons I don't typically dive into a lot of kind of these like bigger bodied hazy double IPAs is that like sometimes they can run a little sweet. And so this beer has like a really nice mouthfeel, really nice body. Isn't too kind of thick and creamy, but does have like a substantial presence in terms of mouthfeel, but like isn't like overly thick, and the sweetness is dialed down. You are getting a hint of bitterness at the very end, a little bit of hop burn too. Yeah, I feel like bitterness is the wrong way to describe it. It's a little bit of hop burn, a little bit of like perceived bitterness from the polyphenols. That massive, massive double dry hop. Yeah, good stuff, man. Really good beer. Glendale Tap, what's going on? I like that you just brought in that sticky sips. I got to be coming in for that. I need a can of that one. And Hamburger's Nice is in the house tomorrow too, so that's a good combo. Art Darius, what's going on, dude? Yeah, this is super juicy. It's one of those beers that like activates everything going on in your mouth. Like my tongue is watery now. Andrew, thank you for echoing the sentiment, because I don't get Monkish too often. I feel like you know what Monkish dryness is like, and so hearing you say this is dry as fuck, yeah, really makes me feel like, okay, I kind of understand what's going on here. So yeah, dry hop double IPA from Monkish doesn't have the typical sweetness that some of these beers can have. Yeah, nice beer. I'm down. All right. Well, we're moving quickly here. It's 7:17 and I'm already halfway through. And Del Dot beer from the cheap seats there. Flock boy. I like it. Well, I'm just going to get flockier here. Flock of seagulls. Next up, the next anniversary beer from Monkish. This is part of their 9th anniversary release. How many beers did they release? I think it was like 4 or 5 or something like that. It was a bunch. This one is M9.3. This is a triple IPA. This one sounds really, really interesting. So in addition to the label artwork, which damn, this the light really isn't capturing it as well as it looks in person, but it's like I really like this design. Really cool looking design here. So this one is a 10.3% triple IPA, Citra, Nelson Sauvin, Simcoe, and Strata. So a hop combination that I'm super, super into. And this one is brewed with a product called Phantasm. And I'd never heard of this before. This is a really interesting product here. So it's from New Zealand, from the Marlborough region. And basically Marlborough is known for a very, very highly sought after tropical Sauvignon Blanc grape. And so basically they have this product where they take the grape skins. There's a little bit of fermentation involved in it that produce these thiols, and which are essentially these aromatic compounds. It's all chemistry scientific, and that's where I kind of goes over my head because I don't know shit about that. But basically these very, very tropical aromatic compounds that were created, this Phantasm product, and they were used in this beer. I'm down. Citra, Nelson, Simcoe, Strata. Let's do it. Art Darius says you got to finish all of these after the live show. We shall see. I don't know. I don't see myself finishing any of these hazies, but we'll see. All right. Again, that Monkish aesthetic here. A little bit lighter on the color, but it's still straight up juice. Head stain on a little bit better. Nose is a little bit more muted than that last beer. It's got like a little bit more of a danky nose on it. Earthy. But still has that kind of tropical fruit. I mean, pineapple is massive in the nose here. But yeah, it's got like this dankiness on the nose, which is really cool. A little bit of like, maybe like a little orange peel on this too. Yeah, interesting nose. I like it. It's muted though. It's one of those, I don't know. There's so many beers these days that are just blasted with aromatics. They're dry hop to oblivion and just coming out of the glass. They're just so aromatic. And once in a while you come across these beers that like don't have that, and it's not because they weren't dry hopped or not dry hopped enough or whatever. You know, Monkish dry hops like fucking crazy, but so some of these beers are just a little bit more muted, and I think it's you know, the contrasting to the last beer that I had. So if I didn't have that one and I smelled this one, would I have that same reaction? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice fruity nose. It's just like subdued. It's mellow. It's chill, and it's got like a little bit of earthy dankness on it. I'm excited to try this. Phantasm, whatever the hell that is. Thiols, tropical chemistry shit from grapes in New Zealand. Kelly Erickson, what up? Ooh, this is good. Yeah, Jimmy, Glendale Tap, nailed it. White wine grape heaven. Yeah, super nice. Another dry hazy IPA from Monkish here at 10. What is it? 10.3%. No way this is 10.3%. Super dry. I mean, no alcohol whatsoever. This is balanced incredibly well. I mean, I like to call out Monkish, not call them out, but like, I feel like the hype is a little bit too high for me personally. And so you kind of lump that in with like overrated. It just happens that way. No, they're not overrated. Like, yeah, they're overhyped, but like these beers are phenomenal. These beers are really, really good. I'm enjoying these way more than I thought I would. Really good. Yeah, this is really like Jimmy from Glendale Tap commented in, super white wine grape forward. That Nelson's coming through. Maybe that Phantasm is contributing to that. I imagine that it is, because it is a Sauvignon Blanc grape-based product. But yeah, it's got a nice fruitiness. It's got really nice mouthfeel. Really, it's a lighter body, I think, than when I'm thinking Monkish. And again, I'm not a super experienced Monkish guy. This is a lighter body than I typically imagine Monkish hazy triples are gonna taste. Yeah, I mean, it's just going down, like, I don't want to say thin, but it's like on the thinner side, I think. Good stuff. I'm getting a little bit of the heat now as the beer warms up. There is that kind of like back end, that alcoholic sweetness, but it's still incredibly well balanced. Sorry, I got to fly. There is it is incredibly well balanced. So I think I like that. You know, when you're drinking something 10.3%, I'm down for like a little bit of that back end. Like, I'm feeling the burn in the belly right now, and I'm totally okay with it. It's gonna ensure that I don't drink that entire can. Really great stuff. I mean, this is just New Zealand 100%. Delicious. Girls Who Like Beer says, I get to down this green juice post-vaccine number 2. Nice. Congrats. That is great to hear. I have mine coming up in a couple weeks, and I'm excited for it. Beer Sensei checking in. Cheers, buddy. Hope you're enjoying the Friday here. Yeah, so another delicious anniversary beer from Monkish. Really well done. I've been hearing rumblings from some people I know that have been really big on the Monkish train, that are like, they haven't been hitting as consistently as they used to. Maybe I'm gonna stop, checking them out as much, or like, go really trying for their beers. Either they just like really nailed it with these anniversary beers, or maybe this is just like once in a while. I don't know. I don't get enough Monkish, but if this is what their beers are like all the time, like I said, they deserve the hype. They deserve the high ratings. I don't know about the line stuff, but maybe with Anaheim opening, it reduces some of the demand here up in Los Angeles. What's up, Beer Dad Show? Sean from Ogo Pogo, what's going on? So this is probably the quickest we've run through a tasting. I don't know. Is it the hazy IPAs? Is it just that I'm not a hazy guy? I don't know. But we are on to beer number 4 now. And this is another triple IPA. This one is In My Head. Cool artwork there. In My Head Triple IPA, 10.4% Mosaic, Galaxy, and Raquel. And this is a little bit older. This is from February 11th. So I've heard this over the past couple years, and I've never really kind of done any serious thinking or testing around it. But there is the concept of like some of these breweries that are in super high demand and are cranking out a lot of beer, can sometimes package on the earlier side, especially when you have these like big dry hop editions. They can be a little bit green when they first come out. Then when they have the time to sit, they have the time to settle a little bit. They have the time to kind of like do a little bit of, I think mellowing out is the best way to describe it. There's some chemistry going on there that I don't know enough about, but some people have the perception that time, a little bit of time on some of these beers makes them a little bit better. I have heard the complete opposite too, that some of these beers are so good right out of the can and that like they're not as good a few weeks later. I'm of the mindset that there's probably a little bit of a balance. Like it makes sense that when breweries are packaging really early, that they may be packaging a beer that may not be 100% ready, and that if they had their ideal way, maybe, and I like how Boom Hut Canning is in here. If they had their own canning line and had their own schedule to kind of play around with, maybe they wouldn't have canned it on that specific date. But you know, production schedules are a difficult thing to manage, especially in this like COVID day and age. So I think that getting your beer into package and getting it out into the market and then having some leeway in terms of like, not leeway, I think like the timeline. So like having like a little bit of a ramp up and then like maybe a slower, more gradual decline versus releasing it at the peak and then having that decline, have more impact in the market. I don't know. There's a lot of different things to consider when it comes to packaging and distribution. My boy Andres at Boom Hut knows a lot more about that. Sean from Mogo Pogo agrees with that. Yeah, curating beer. It's not easy being green. Art Darris is talking about how Henry releases his beers green with the expectation they'll be traded and prime ones consumed post-trade. Yeah, that could totally be true. And you know, I was listening to the Full Pint podcast with Sam from Other Half, who at least had some early influence with Monkish and they're friends with Monkish. But he was talking about how they package their beers to be to have a lot of longevity, for those beers to be good for a very long period of time, compared to beers that are a little bit more volatile in the package. So he didn't go into a complete detail on what they do there, other than they do centrifuge their hazy IPAs. So obviously they have their process nailed down. But I think it's a complicated thing, and when you see breweries like Other Half, breweries like Monkish, and some of these like really top tier, highly sought after, remarkably consistent haze producers, that like they understand how their product reacts to time. They've had enough time to test that, and that we're getting something that, unless we've been sitting on it for like, I don't know, 6, 9, 12 months, that we're getting something that's going to be pretty close to what they intended that beer to be. So with all that being said, can we just crack this open and try it? Come on. In My Head Triple IPA, 10.4%. Mosaic, Galaxy, and Raquel. I feel like this beer has the biggest chance of me not liking it. It poured with a considerably thicker body than the other two beers poured, with a creamier head. We shall see how that plays out in the mouthfeel. But just like from a visual perception standpoint, and I have these bugs that want to get into my beer. Fuckers. And then the nose is sweeter for sure. You got kind of that like vanilla cake batter type of thing going on the nose. Pineapple again. Orange again, a little bit of grapefruit. Yeah, but you're getting a lot of that like kind of sweet, kind of cake battery type of thing, that sweet vanilla type of thing. What up, Mega Man? What's going on? Laura Hartley, how's it going? I know my bug zapper, dude. Where is it? It's in the garage. Shit, I need to chug this beer before bugs get in it. I mean, this isn't a bad nose by any means, but like, as someone that is remarkably sensitive to sweeter haze, I know going in just from the aroma that this is going to be a little bit off of what I typically look for in a hazy triple. Not that I drink a lot of hazy triples, but let's try it. Let's see what's going on. So it's got a bigger upfront alcoholic burn. Bigger juiciness from the other beers as well. Orange juice, pineapple juice. The body is still pretty medium, thin, kind of like on that light to medium side of things. It's really, this was just a kind of like perception type of thing. You can see how it's dancing around in the glass. It's not super thick. And on the mouthfeel side of things, it's going down relatively smooth, light. Yeah, so not overly thick, which I appreciate because this beer does have a bit more of that like alcohol sweetness, alcohol burn. It doesn't also come in on the thicker, creamy side. Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible, that's for sure. It's not something I would say like, oh, I'm not gonna finish that. But man, it definitely has the burn. 10.4% Mosaic, Galaxy, and Raquel. One of the things that's difficult for me on a lot of different hazy IPAs, but especially with Monkish, is that like you get that like hop cocktail type of thing where you can't pick out what any particular hop is bringing to the table. At least that's personally my experience. On a West Coast side of things, it's a lot easier to kind of pick out specific hops. And then even on hazies, there's certain hazies that at least one hop, you're able to kind of pick out like the lead hop and be like, I can taste what this hop is bringing to the table. With Mosaic, Galaxy, and Raquel, like you are kind of getting that like fruit cocktail type of thing, that hop smear, where really you're just kind of getting like this like smorgasbord cocktail of like fruity tropical hop flavors with that like big alcoholic burn. And so it's I'm getting some confirmation from Conrad and from Rob that say this beer does have a good kick. This one was canned February 11th. What's up, AZ Crafty Crew? So yeah, this is beer number 4 of the evening, and I mean this is just like a big hazy. I originally had this lined up to be the third beer in the lineup, and just like not really thinking that much. And as right before I started this, I kind of switched the last two, and I'm so glad I saved this for the end because this is a big beer. Conrad, you're right. I like your phrasing here. It comes in strong. This would have blown out my palate a little bit to experience what that last beer brought to the table, which I really, really liked. I'm a big Nelson fan. I'm a big kind of like white wine, dank earthiness type of fan when it comes to the hops because it does balance out some of that sweetness and that kind of like tropical fruit cocktail that sometimes comes in. But yeah, pretty decent beer. Got a nice creaminess on it. Yeah, good stuff. I mean, I'm down. I definitely won't be finishing this beer. I'll tell you that. Not for me. So yeah, just gonna kind of come back around and let you guys know what I came through. So this was a 4 beer tasting. Last week was what, 8 beers, 7 beers? It was a lot. The past couple weeks were some big weeks. So it was going up against the 1 hour mark, and it was just a difficult tasting. This one's a little bit more simplistic. Kick things off with images of Rapture, the German style dark lager from Monkish, kicking things off with a non-haze. Then went into the first anniversary beer, the Double Dry Hop Double IPA, 9%, 9 different hops, 9 pounds per barrel. This was a great beer. Really like this beer a lot. I went into anniversary beer number 2. This was the 10.3% Triple IPA that had the Nelson, Citra, Simcoe, Strata, and the Phantasm, which is the New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc grape skin thiols that bring this like really tropical component to the beer. It's really nice. And then just finished up this Triple IPA in My Head 10.4%, big triple hazy. And this is a very easy choice for me. This is going to be the winner here. This is the Triple IPA M9.3 with Phantasm. Incredibly unique and delicious hazy Triple IPA. Haven't had one like this. This thing sold out, so I can't highly recommend it. I don't even know how quickly it sold out. Thank you to somebody for giving me this beer. Jimmy from Glendale Tap, maybe? I don't know. If it was you, thank you, because you're the man. I think there's a good quarter of the beers in my fridge that are from Glendale Tap. So definitely check out Glendale Tap. I'll do that. Check out Glendale Tap. You can't get Monkish there, but you can get everything else. That was a very delicious beer. And basically that does it. I didn't get a ton of comments saying you were drinking Monkish, so hopefully some of you were drinking some Monkish along with me. I always like to hear kind of your thoughts on Monkish. I mean, I feel like Jimmy gave me the 9.4. Okay. So this actually goes out to my boy Gordon Vance, who typically joins these live streams. He went to he bought a hot box, went to the Glendale Tap, and while he was there, he gave me a can of that. So, Jimmy, thank you for the can you gave me. I don't live close to the Glendale Tap, but it's worth the drive, that's for sure. I'll be there tomorrow at some point. That does it for this week's tasting. Drink Monkish if you aren't already. Like I was saying before, it's easy to say it's overhyped, it's overrated, it's difficult to get. And yeah, it is difficult to get, but the beers live up to the hype, in my opinion. I don't drink them all the time, but really good stuff. Don't overlook them because of the hype. I think that's really what I'm trying to say. So next week we have there's a couple of possibilities for next week. There will be a lot of West Coast IPA, I promise you that. There's a couple different breweries that are in the mix to come on for next week. Both of them are in the southern part of LA County, South Bay, Long Beach area. And so I'm excited to get into those. And Rye J. Reyes is drinking Tired Hands. Ooh, damn, dude. I am super jealous. Hopefully there's some Tired Hands still at Glendale Tap. I love Tired Hands, and it was so cool to see them do a drop this week. That was the first time I've ever seen them do a drop in the 7 years I've been covering LA beer. I haven't seen Tired Hands hit the LA market, so really special, really cool to see. Let me know where you got them. Basically the legit bottle shops got them, so definitely cool. Pelleman says 20 minutes left, go see what else in the fridge. Hey, when you have a double IPA and 2 triple IPAs, you keep it to 4 and you keep things clean. You don't want to get too crazy. Boom Hut saying, I'm definitely a Monkish fan, made so many great ones over the years. For regular hates, I prefer Casa Agria, sipping one right now. In fact, cheers. Cheers, Boom Hut. Andres, good to see you in here. It's been a while since I had a Casa, any Casa beers, to be honest with you. It's one of those breweries that I've always loved. And as I stopped drinking haze, I kind of stopped drinking a lot of their beer. And yeah, that's a shame because they brew some really, really good stuff. Drecker just dropped in LA. I'm not a big Drecker guy because most of their stuff that I've seen is like hazy, milkshake, sour, pastry. So I don't know. I haven't had much Drecker. Right, Jay Reyes is drinking Hop Hands. Yeah, that's a great beer. Classic. Rob Ray got it from Whittier Liquor Mart. Nice. The Cellar. Yeah, dude, if you're in Whittier, man, you got options, right? You got options. I'm in the San Fernando Valley right now, and so I don't have a ton right next to me. So I will travel to some of my favorites: Bottle Shop in Sylmar, Glendale Tap in Glendale, Handy Market in Burbank, Mission Wine and Spirits in Woodland Hills. Lots of shout outs to my Valley adjacent and Valley people. Beer Sensei drinking that Tired Hands Frequency Illusion Pinot Noir on tap now. Oh, that's on tap now, and it's a Saison wine grape hybrid. Oh, that sounds interesting. Botman says, make Monkish Belgian again. I think if you look hard enough and you wait long enough, they'll humor you. Conrad says, Drecker IPAs are solid, not as big on the rest. Okay, well, I'll have to check out a Drecker IPA at some point. Maybe I'll pick one up one of these days. All right, guys, so that's it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you guys next week. This was fun. Monkish. Wow. Can't believe it took me this long to do a Monkish show. But yeah, next week, we're going back to the West Coast, the right coast. All right, have a good weekend. Peace out.